The palace corridors are usually filled with silence. Controlled. Guarded. Every word measured. Every glance rehearsed. Every gesture scripted. That is the world of royalty, an institution where mystery is power, and silence has always been its sharpest weapon. But today, that silence has been broken. Princess Leonor of Spain. Prince Christian of Denmark. Two names, two thrones, two destinies. And now, one voice. One shared moment that the world was never meant to hear. What they revealed, and why they revealed it now, changes everything we thought we knew about Europe's royal future. Why did they speak? Why did they risk everything? And what does this mean for the Spanish monarchy, for the Danish crown, and for the fragile web of European royal alliances? Stay with me, because as this story unfolds, you'll realize, this is no fairy tale. This is the raw, unfiltered truth of a new royal generation stepping out of the shadows. At first glance, it seemed like any other carefully managed appearance. Leonor, the future Queen of Spain, radiating composure, every inch her mother's daughter, every word calculated to perfection. Christian, tall, steady, the quiet embodiment of Denmark's future king. Side by side, smiling for cameras, waving to crowds. But beneath those smiles, something was shifting. Something uncontainable. And then, it happened. The words no one expected. A public statement, unguarded, unfiltered. Not about royal duty. Not about tradition. But about truth. About what it means to be young, to inherit centuries of expectation, and to love not as royals, but as people. The audience gasped. The press went silent. The palace froze. And suddenly, the world leaned in. Why now? Why them? And why together? To understand, we must return to the beginning. Princess Leonor, raised under the unrelenting gaze of Spain's watchful eyes. Every step of her life, from her first school appearance to her recent military training, scrutinized by the press, dissected by critics, adored by admirers. She was never allowed to simply grow, she was shaped, molded, forged into the image of a future queen. Meanwhile, in Denmark, Christian carried his own crown of silence. A prince expected to uphold the legacy of a monarchy that prides itself on restraint, dignity, and quiet strength. He was not one for public declarations. But those who know him say he has always had a quiet fire, a conviction that beneath the polished royal facade, authenticity must win. Two lives, two nations. Parallel paths. Until they crossed. At first, whispers of friendship. Then, the inevitable speculation. Could it be romance? Was it strategy? Was it destiny? The palaces said nothing. The media spun everything. But through it all, Leonor and Christian kept their silence. Until now. What they revealed is more than a personal truth, it is a challenge to the very system that raised them. A declaration that the next generation of royals will not be voiceless figureheads. They will not be defined only by crowns and ceremonies. They will define themselves. Imagine the courage. To look at centuries of protocol, at families bound by secrecy and tradition, and say, enough. We will not let silence be our legacy. And yet, their words did not divide. They united. The crowd in Belgium, who had gathered for a national day meant to celebrate tradition, suddenly realized they were witnessing history. Not scripted, not staged, but lived. Authentic. The silence of old Europe's monarchy was broken. And what filled that silence was not scandal, but hope. Hope that a new generation of royals could carry both tradition and truth. Hope that love, real, raw, unashamed, could exist inside palaces built on rules. Hope that the future of Europe's crowns may be more human than ever before. But with hope comes danger. What does this mean for the Spanish crown, already fragile under the weight of political division and public scrutiny? What does it mean for Denmark, a monarchy built on quiet dignity? Could this openness be a strength, or could it fracture the very foundations of royal power? These questions remain. And as the world debates, Leonor and Christian have become symbols of something greater than themselves. They are no longer just heirs. They are voices. They are defiance wrapped in grace. They are the future, unafraid, unfiltered, undeniable. And that is why this moment matters. Because when two young royals break centuries of silence, they don't just change their own destiny. They change ours. They redefine what monarchy means in the 21st century. The silence is gone. The truth is here. And Europe's crowns will never be the same again.